Ladies and gentlemen, imagine waking up with a clear goal, ready to conquer your day. But before you even start, a notification pops up. You check your phone. Then another message pulls you in. You decide to scroll for just a minute. Suddenly, 30 minutes are gone. You sit down to work, but your mind is already scattered. Sounds familiar? We live in a world designed to steal our attention. Social media, emails, endless notifications, all fighting to keep us distracted. And the worst part, most people don't even realize it's happening. They spend their days reacting instead of creating, consuming instead of producing, drifting instead of moving forward. But here's the truth: focus is power. The people who achieve the most in life aren't the smartest or the luckiest. They are the ones who can control their attention. If you can master your focus, you can master your future. Today, I'm going to share 6 powerful strategies that will help you stay focused in a world full of distractions. These aren't just tips. They are life-changing principles that, if applied, will transform the way you work, think, and achieve. If you're tired of feeling scattered, if you want to take back control of your time, if you are ready to finally do what you say you'll do, then stay with me until the end. Because by the time we're done, you'll have the tools to sharpen your focus, block out distractions, and move towards success with clarity and purpose. Let's begin. Your environment is either working for you or against you. Most people don't realize how much their surroundings influence their focus. They think distraction is just about willpower, but in reality, it's about design. If your space is full of interruptions, your mind will constantly be pulled away from what matters. The key to deep focus is not just training your mind, but shaping your environment in a way that makes distractions disappear. Think about this. When you walk into a library, your mind automatically shifts into a state of quiet and focus. The environment signals that it's time to read, study, or work. But if you sit in front of a television, your brain prepares to relax and consume entertainment. The surroundings tell you what to do. If you want to stay focused, you need to create an environment that makes concentration natural and effortless. The first step is identifying the biggest sources of distraction in your space. Is it your phone buzzing every few minutes? Is it a cluttered desk full of papers, gadgets, and random objects fighting for your attention? Is it noise from people around you? Once you know what's pulling you away from your work, you can start making changes. Let's start with the biggest distraction of all, your phone. Most people don't realize how much control their phone has over them. Every time you hear a ding or feel a vibration, your brain gets a tiny dopamine hit. This conditions you to check your phone constantly, breaking your focus over and over again. The solution: remove your phone from your workspace when you need to focus. Put it in another room, turn off notifications, or use apps that block distractions. If your phone isn't easily accessible, you won't be tempted to check it every few minutes. Next, take a look at your physical space. A cluttered environment leads to a cluttered mind. If your desk is messy, your brain has to process all the visual distractions around you, making it harder to concentrate. Clean up your space. Keep only what you need for the task at hand. A minimalist workspace signals to your brain that it's time to focus, not time to multitask. Noise is another major focus killer. Some people can work with background noise, but for most it's a constant interruption. If you're in a noisy environment, try using noise-canceling headphones, listening to instrumental music, or finding a quieter place to work. The goal is to create a space where your mind can fully engage with your work without being pulled in different directions. Another overlooked factor is lighting. Poor lighting can make you feel tired, sluggish, and unfocused. Natural light is the best option, but if that's not available, use bright, white lighting that keeps you alert. A well-lit space can make a huge difference in your ability to stay engaged with your tasks. Then there's the question of location. If you try to work in the same place where you relax, your brain will struggle to switch into deep focus mode. This is why working from bed or the couch often leads to procrastination. If possible, dedicate a specific area for focused work, whether it's a separate room, a corner of your house, or even just a particular chair. When you sit there, your brain will know it's time to work, not time to relax. Now, think beyond the physical space. The people around you also play a role in your ability to focus. If you're constantly interrupted by coworkers, family members, or friends, your focus will suffer. Set clear boundaries. Let people know when you're in deep work mode and ask them to respect your time. A simple, do not disturb sign or a scheduled focus time can make a big difference. Technology itself can be both a tool and a distraction. If your work requires a computer, eliminate unnecessary tabs, apps, and notifications that pull you away. Use website blockers if needed. The fewer digital temptations you have, the easier it will be to stay locked in on your work. Designing a distraction-free environment isn't about making huge, complicated changes. It's about small adjustments that add up to big results. Every little thing you remove from your space, every unnecessary noise, every unneeded object, every tempting notification, frees up more mental energy for the things that truly matter. The bottom line is simple: control your environment, or it will control you. If you design your space to support focus, deep work becomes effortless. If you don't, you'll constantly be fighting against distractions, wasting precious time and energy. The choice is yours. Set yourself up for success by building an environment that makes focus easy, and watch how much more you accomplish. Focus is not something you either have or don't have. It's a skill, and like any skill, it can be developed. Your brain is like a muscle. The more you train it to focus, the stronger it gets. But just like building physical strength, it requires deliberate practice and consistency. Most people believe they struggle with focus because they lack discipline or motivation. But the real reason is that they have never trained their brain to sustain attention for long periods. The good news is that, with the right approach, anyone can develop the ability to concentrate deeply and resist distractions. Think about how athletes train. A beginner doesn't start by lifting heavy weights or running a marathon. They start small, building endurance and strength over time. The same principle applies to focus. If you're used to constant distractions, expecting yourself to suddenly focus for hours is unrealistic. You need to build your focus gradually. Start with short periods of deep concentration, maybe 10 or 15 minutes, and then take a break. As you get better, extend those focus sessions. Over time, your ability to concentrate will grow, just like a muscle getting stronger with regular training. One of the best ways to train your brain is through single tasking. In today's world, most people have trained themselves to do the opposite. They try to juggle multiple things at once. Checking emails while working, scrolling through social media while eating, switching between different tasks within minutes. This weakens the brain's ability to focus. Every time you multitask, you are conditioning your brain to lose concentration quickly. If you want to strengthen your focus, you must rewire your brain to do one thing at a time. When you work on something, give it your full attention. If you're reading, just read. If you're writing, just write. If you're listening to someone, really listen. The more you practice this, the easier it becomes to stay locked in on what matters. Another way to build focus is by eliminating unnecessary mental clutter. Your brain can only hold so much information at once. If you're constantly switching between tasks, remembering unfinished work, or worrying about multiple things at once, your mental energy gets drained. This is why planning and organization are so important. When you write down your tasks and schedule your time, you free your mind from having to juggle everything at once. This allows you to focus better because your brain isn't trying to keep track of everything at the same time. Distractions aren't just external, they're also internal. Thoughts, worries, and random ideas often interrupt focus just as much as outside noise. The key to handling these internal distractions is awareness. When your mind starts to wander, don't fight it. Simply recognize it, then gently bring your focus back to the task at hand. Over time, this practice trains your mind to stay present. Meditation is one of the most powerful tools for sharpening focus. It's like weightlifting for the brain. Even a few minutes a day of practicing mindfulness, focusing on your breath, a single thought, or a sensation, can greatly improve your ability to concentrate. Studies have shown that people who meditate regularly can focus longer, resist distractions more easily, and feel less mental fatigue. It's a simple habit that produces incredible results. Your brain also needs rest to stay strong. Just like a muscle, if you overwork it without recovery, it becomes exhausted. This is why breaks are important. Many people think working longer hours leads to more productivity, but the opposite is often true. The brain performs best in cycles, periods of deep focus followed by short breaks. The Pomodoro technique, where you work intensely for 25-50 minutes and then take a 5-minute break, is based on this idea. These short breaks give your brain a chance to reset, preventing burnout and improving long-term concentration. Your lifestyle also plays a huge role in your ability to focus. Sleep, diet, and exercise all impact brain function. If you're not getting enough sleep, your ability to concentrate will suffer no matter how much you try. Poor nutrition leads to brain fog, making it harder to stay on task. Lack of exercise reduces oxygen flow to the brain, decreasing mental sharpness. Taking care of your body is one of the simplest ways to improve focus without extra effort. Ultimately, focus is not something you are born with. It's something you train. The more you practice deep concentration, the easier it becomes. The more you eliminate distractions, the less power they have over you. The more you take care of your brain, the better it performs. It's not about trying harder, it's about training smarter. Strengthen your focus like a muscle, and soon you'll find yourself achieving more in less time with greater clarity and purpose. Clarity is the foundation of focus. If you don't know exactly what you need to do, your mind will wander and distractions will take over. Many people struggle with staying focused not because they lack discipline, but because they lack a clear direction. When you wake up every day without a plan, the world decides how you spend your time. Social media, emails, other people's demands, everything pulls you in different directions. But when you define your priorities, you take control. You create a path for your mind to follow, making it easier to stay on track and ignore distractions. Imagine trying to hit a target while blindfolded. No matter how hard you focus, you won't succeed because you can't see where you're aiming. This is what happens when you try to work without clear goals. Your energy is scattered and progress feels slow. But when you remove the blindfold, when you have a clear goal, your mind naturally sharpens and every action becomes more purposeful. The first step to creating clarity is defining what truly matters. Most people have endless to-do lists, but not everything on them is important. If you try to do everything, you end up accomplishing nothing. Instead of overwhelming yourself with too many tasks, focus on the few that make the biggest difference. This is known as the 80-I-20 rule. 80% of your results come from just 20% of your efforts. Identify those high-impact tasks and make them your priority. Once you know what matters, write it down. A goal that isn't written is just a wish. When you put your goals on paper, they become real. They act as a roadmap guiding you through the day. Each morning, take a few minutes to list your top 3 priorities. These should be the tasks that move you closer to your bigger goals. If you accomplish only these 3 things, your day is a success. This simple habit keeps you focused on what's truly important and prevents distractions from taking over. A powerful way to maintain clarity is through time blocking. Instead of working randomly throughout the day, assign specific blocks of time to your most important tasks. If you schedule 2 hours in the morning for deep work, distractions have no room to creep in. Treat these time blocks like appointments that can't be missed. When you train your brain to work in structured sessions, your focus naturally improves. Another way to sharpen your focus is to set clear deadlines. Without a deadline, tasks stretch endlessly. But when you give yourself a set time to complete something, your brain works faster and more efficiently. This is known as Parkinson's law. Work expands to fill the time available for its completion. If you give yourself all day to finish a task, it will take all day. But if you set a 2-hour deadline, you'll finish it in 2 hours. Deadlines create urgency, which sharpens focus and prevents procrastination. Distractions often win because people don't have a strong enough reason to stay focused. When your goals are vague, it's easy to let small distractions pull you away. But when you have a compelling reason behind what you're doing, focus becomes effortless. Ask yourself, why does this matter? Why is this task, this goal, or this project important? The stronger your reason, the easier it is to resist distractions. If you're working on something just because should, you'll be tempted to check your phone or scroll through social media. But if you're working toward a vision that excites you, you'll stay locked in. One way to stay focused is to visualize the end result. Imagine what achieving your goal will feel like. Picture yourself completing the task and experiencing the benefits. This mental exercise keeps your mind engaged and motivated. Athletes use visualization all the time. They see themselves winning before they even compete. The same principle applies to focus. When you clearly see the outcome you want, staying on track becomes easier. Another important habit is reviewing your progress. Each week, take time to reflect on what you accomplished and where you can improve. If you find yourself constantly distracted, ask yourself why. Are your goals clear enough? Are you prioritizing the right tasks? Regular reflection helps you refine your approach and stay aligned with your bigger vision. Clarity is not just about knowing what to do. It's about knowing what to ignore. There are endless distractions in the world, but not everything deserves your attention. The most successful people are not the ones who do the most. They are the ones who focus on what truly matters. When you define your priorities, eliminate unnecessary tasks, and work with clear intention, distractions lose their power. In the end, focus is not about forcing yourself to work harder. It's about removing the things that pull you away from what truly matters. When you are crystal clear on your goals, your mind naturally sharpens. You stop wasting time on unimportant things and direct all your energy toward meaningful progress. If you want to master focus, start by mastering clarity. Know exactly what you want, why it matters, and how you'll get there. With a clear path ahead, distractions will no longer stand a chance. The environment you place yourself in plays a powerful role in determining your level of focus. Most people struggle with distractions not because they lack discipline, but because their surroundings are filled with interruptions. If you're constantly bombarded by noise, notifications, and temptations, staying focused becomes an uphill battle. But if you take control of your environment and design it for deep work, focus becomes effortless. Your brain is highly reactive to what's around you. If your phone is sitting next to you buzzing with notifications, it's nearly impossible to resist checking it. If your workspace is cluttered, your mind feels scattered. If you're trying to concentrate in a noisy, chaotic place, your focus will be weak. On the other hand, when you create a space that minimizes distractions, your ability to concentrate increases dramatically. One of the simplest and most effective ways to improve focus is by removing distractions before you start working. Many people try to focus while leaving distractions within arm's reach, thinking they'll have the willpower to resist them. But willpower is unreliable. It fades throughout the day. Instead of relying on discipline, make distractions harder to access. Put your phone in another room. Block distracting websites. Close unnecessary tabs on your computer. If you eliminate distractions before you start, you won't have to constantly fight against them. Another key factor in creating a focus-friendly environment is noise control. Your brain is wired to respond to sounds, which is why unexpected noises, people talking, a notification sound, background music with lyrics, can break your concentration. If you work in a noisy place, consider using noise-canceling headphones or listening to instrumental music. Studies show that certain types of background noise, like white noise or soft ambient sounds, can actually improve focus by blocking out distractions. The goal is to create an environment where your mind can fully engage with the task at hand. Lighting and workspace organization also play a huge role in focus. A cluttered desk often leads to a cluttered mind. When your workspace is messy, your brain subconsciously processes all the visual distractions, making it harder to concentrate. A clean, organized space, on the other hand, signals clarity and focus. Take a few minutes each day to tidy up your desk and remove anything unnecessary. Your mind will thank you. Your physical environment also includes the people around you. If you're surrounded by people who constantly interrupt you, it will be difficult to stay focused. One of the most effective things you can do is set clear boundaries. Let others know when you're working and shouldn't be disturbed. If possible, create a separate space for focused work, away from distractions. If you work in a shared space, consider using a visual signal, like wearing headphones or placing a small sign on your desk, to indicate that you're in deep work mode. Most people will respect this if they understand your need for concentration. Beyond the immediate physical space, your digital environment also affects your focus. Today, most distractions come from digital sources: phones, social media, email, and endless notifications. If you want to master focus, you need to take control of your digital space. Start by turning off non-essential notifications. Every time your phone vibrates or your computer pings, your attention is stolen for several minutes. By silencing these interruptions, you create an uninterrupted flow of focus. Another way to manage your digital environment is by setting specific times for checking email and social media. Many people leave their inbox open all day, responding to emails as they arrive. This creates a constant state of distraction. Instead, schedule 2 or 3 times a day to check and respond to messages. The same goes for social media. Set boundaries around when you use it, rather than letting it steal your attention throughout the day. Your work setup also matters. If you find yourself frequently distracted, assess your workspace. Is your chair comfortable? Is your screen at the right height? Are you working in a place that allows you to focus for long periods without discomfort? Small adjustments to your setup can make a huge difference in how well you concentrate. Even your choice of clothing can influence focus. Studies show that what you wear can affect your mindset. Wearing comfortable but professional clothing can signal to your brain that it's time to work. If you're dressed too casually, especially when working from home, your mind may associate it with relaxation rather than productivity. Your environment should also support mental clarity and relaxation. Stress and tension can make it difficult to focus, so it's important to create a space that feels calm and inviting. Natural light, plants, and a comfortable chair can all contribute to a more focused mindset. The goal is to make your workspace a place where you want to focus, rather than a place filled with distractions. Finally, consider your daily habits as part of your environment. The way you start your day sets the tone for your focus levels. If you begin your morning by checking social media and emails, your brain gets used to constant stimulation, making deep focus harder. But if you start your day with a clear plan, a bit of exercise, or even just a few minutes of quiet reflection, your mind will be in a much better state for focused work. Focus doesn't just happen, it's designed. If you struggle with distractions, the problem isn't necessarily your mind, it's your environment. Take control of the space around you. Remove distractions before they interrupt you. Organize your workspace to promote clarity. Manage your digital environment so it works for you, not against you. When you create an environment that supports deep work, focus stops being a struggle and starts becoming your natural state. Your energy and mental clarity play a direct role in your ability to focus. If you're constantly feeling drained, sluggish, or mentally foggy, staying focused becomes a battle. Many people blame themselves for being distracted when, in reality, their bodies and minds are simply not in the right state to concentrate. When you optimize your energy levels and take care of your mind, focus becomes much easier and more natural. One of the biggest factors affecting focus is sleep. If you're not getting enough quality rest, your brain cannot function at its full potential. Lack of sleep weakens attention, memory, and decision-making. You might try to power through with caffeine, but the truth is no amount of willpower can replace a well-rested mind. Your body and brain need time to recover, and when you consistently get enough sleep, you'll notice an immediate improvement in your ability to stay focused for longer periods. Set a regular sleep schedule, limit screen time before bed, and create a relaxing bedtime routine to ensure your brain gets the rest it needs. Another critical element of focus is nutrition. The food you eat directly impacts your mental clarity. If you're filling your body with processed junk, sugary snacks, and too much caffeine, your energy levels will spike and crash throughout the day. This leads to brain fog, mood swings, and difficulty concentrating. Instead, fuel your brain with foods that support focus. Lean proteins, healthy fats, and plenty of vegetables. Omega-3 fatty acids found in fish and nuts are especially powerful for brain function. Staying hydrated is just as important. Even mild dehydration can cause fatigue and reduce cognitive performance. Keep a bottle of water nearby and sip throughout the day to maintain mental sharpness. Exercise also plays a massive role in improving focus. Movement increases blood flow to the brain, delivering more oxygen and nutrients to keep your mind sharp. When you sit for long hours without moving, your energy levels drop and your ability to concentrate weakens. Even small amounts of physical activity, such as a short walk, stretching, or a few minutes of deep breathing, can refresh your brain and restore focus. If you want to maintain high energy levels throughout the day, make regular movement a part of your routine. Stress is one of the biggest killers of focus. When your mind is overwhelmed with worries, distractions multiply. Anxiety and tension drain mental energy, making it nearly impossible to concentrate on a task for an extended period. To combat this, you need effective stress management strategies. One of the most powerful ways to calm your mind is through deep breathing and mindfulness. Taking a few slow, deep breaths signals to your brain that it's time to relax, reducing stress and restoring focus. Meditation, even for just 5 minutes a day, can train your brain to stay present and resist distractions. Another key aspect of maintaining focus is giving your brain regular breaks. Many people believe that pushing through exhaustion is the best way to stay productive, but this is a mistake. Your brain operates in cycles, and after about 90 minutes of deep work, its ability to focus starts to decline. Instead of forcing yourself to work for hours without a break, use techniques like the Pomodoro technique. Work for 25 to 50 minutes, then take a short 5 to 10 minute break. This allows your mind to reset and return to work with renewed focus. Your environment plays a role in energy management as well. If you're working in a dimly lit, stuffy room, your brain will feel sluggish. Exposure to natural light has been proven to boost energy and improve concentration. If possible, work near a window or go outside for a few minutes during the day. Fresh air and sunlight help regulate your body's internal clock, keeping your energy levels stable. Another overlooked aspect of focus is mental stimulation and variety. If you do the same task for hours on end without any change, your brain gets bored and starts looking for distractions. Switching between different types of work, such as alternating between creative and analytical tasks, can keep your mind engaged. This is why many successful people incorporate different types of activities throughout their day. Your mindset also plays a significant role in your ability to stay focused. If you constantly tell yourself that you're bad at concentrating or that distractions are unavoidable, you reinforce those beliefs. Instead, train your mind to see focus as a skill that can be improved. Every time you successfully complete a deep work session, acknowledge your progress. Over time, your brain will adapt and focus will become easier. Another strategy for sustaining energy and focus is having a strong why. If you're working on something that excites you, your brain naturally engages. But if you feel uninspired or unmotivated, distractions will always win. Take a step back and ask yourself, why does this work matter? If you can connect your task to a deeper purpose, focus will come more naturally. Finally, be kind to yourself. No one has perfect focus all the time. Some days will be more challenging than others. Instead of getting frustrated when you get distracted, simply bring your attention back to your work. Treat focus like a muscle. It gets stronger with practice. When you take care of your body, nourish your brain, and manage your energy wisely, you'll find that staying focused is no longer a struggle. It becomes second nature. Focus is not just about eliminating distractions, it's also about training your mind to stay present and engaged. In a world filled with endless notifications, background noise, and countless demands on our attention, the ability to focus deeply is becoming rare. But focus is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. Developing a focused mind requires daily effort, just like building physical strength. When you train your mind consistently, you gain the ability to tune out distractions and direct your attention where it matters most. One of the most effective ways to train your focus is through mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of bringing your attention to the present moment, fully experiencing whatever you're doing without letting your mind wander. Most people struggle with focus because their thoughts are scattered. They constantly jump from one idea to another, never fully engaging in a single task. Mindfulness helps you take control of your thoughts and keep them anchored in the present. A simple way to practice mindfulness is to pay full attention to daily activities, whether it's eating, walking, or even washing the dishes. Instead of letting your mind drift, focus on the sensations, movements, and details of the experience. Over time, this strengthens your ability to concentrate. Meditation is another powerful way to train focus. Many of the world's most successful people, entrepreneurs, athletes, and thinkers, practice meditation daily because it sharpens mental clarity. Meditation is not about sitting still and doing nothing. It's about learning to control your attention. Even 5 to 10 minutes of meditation a day can have a profound impact on your ability to focus. The simplest meditation technique is to sit quietly, close your eyes, and focus on your breathing. Each time your mind wanders, gently bring your attention back to the breath. This trains your brain to recognize distractions and return to the present moment, a skill that carries over into your daily life. Another essential part of training your focus is single tasking. In today's fast-paced world, many people pride themselves on multitasking, believing it makes them more productive. But research shows the opposite. Multitasking reduces efficiency, increases mistakes, and weakens concentration. When you switch between tasks, your brain has to refocus each time, which wastes mental energy. Instead of dividing your attention, train yourself to focus on one thing at a time. When you work on a task, give it your full attention until it's completed. Over time, your brain will adapt, and focusing for extended periods will become easier. Your ability to focus is also influenced by how you structure your work. Long, uninterrupted work sessions can be mentally exhausting. Instead of trying to push through for hours at a time, use structured focus sessions. One of the most effective methods is the Pomodoro technique. Work deeply for 25 to 50 minutes, then take a short break. This trains your brain to stay fully engaged for a set period, knowing that a break is coming. Over time, you can gradually extend your deep work sessions as your focus strengthens. Reading is another powerful exercise for training focus. In a world dominated by short-form content, many people have lost the ability to concentrate for long periods. But reading a book requires sustained attention, making it an excellent way to strengthen your focus. Challenge yourself to read for longer periods without checking your phone or getting distracted. If you struggle with this at first, start small, read for 5 minutes, then gradually increase the time. The more you read, the stronger your attention span will become. Writing also trains your focus. When you write, your mind has to organize thoughts clearly, which requires sustained concentration. Try journaling or writing about a topic that interests you without stopping to edit or check notifications. This forces your brain to stay engaged in a single activity, improving focus over time. Another way to train your mind for focus is through deliberate observation. Most people go through their day without truly noticing their surroundings. Training yourself to observe details, whether it's the colors in a room, the sounds around you, or the expressions on people's faces, strengthens your ability to concentrate. This practice enhances your awareness and makes it easier to stay engaged in tasks that require deep thinking. Physical training can also improve mental focus. Activities like yoga, martial arts, and even endurance sports require intense concentration. These activities teach you to control your thoughts, stay present, and push through mental resistance. Athletes develop a high level of focus because they repeatedly train their minds to stay engaged in the moment. Incorporating some form of physical training into your routine can sharpen your ability to focus in other areas of life as well. Your environment plays a role in how well you can train your mind. If you constantly expose yourself to distractions, your brain adapts to a scattered state. But if you create an environment designed for deep work, your mind will naturally become more focused. Limit unnecessary noise, reduce digital interruptions, and spend time in settings that encourage concentration. Another overlooked aspect of focus training is deliberate boredom. In today's digital world, people reach for their phones the moment they feel even a little bored. This constant stimulation weakens focus because the brain becomes addicted to quick rewards. Training yourself to tolerate boredom, whether by sitting in silence, taking a walk without your phone, or simply doing nothing for a few minutes, builds mental discipline. When you stop feeding your brain constant stimulation, it becomes easier to stay focused for longer periods. Patience is key when training your focus. Just like building muscle takes time, strengthening attention is a gradual process. At first, it may feel difficult to concentrate for even a few minutes, but with consistent practice, you'll notice improvement. The more you train your mind to focus, the easier it becomes to stay engaged in your work, studies, and personal projects. Focus is a skill that anyone can develop. It doesn't require special talent, just a commitment to training your mind daily. When you make focus a priority, you gain the ability to take control of your attention instead of letting distractions control you. Over time, this mastery of focus will allow you to accomplish more, think more clearly, and live with greater purpose.